Good evening, Archana, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, this is Archana from Consulting One. I'm happy to introduce to you a wonderful people, architect Anurag Khandelwal, architect with green consciousness, winner of many awards, member of many associations and forums. He had been ex-president of Architect Association Agra, vice president of UP Architects Association, head of department at Anand Architecture College, Agra, a crusader for water conservation and water harvesting also. He delivered more than 200 wooden projects across the country and even abroad. And Anila ma'am, a mentor to entrepreneurs, ventures and initiatives. Also, she is a sustainability passionate person. And she is a mentor to our Consulting One too. Over to you, Anila ma'am.
Right. Thank you so much, Archana, and such a beautiful introduction. It really feels good when your introduction is being spoken about professional from you. So, yeah, we are sitting in Green Veranda, and this Green Veranda is an initiative that we took in quarantine times to inspire people to accept and adopt sustainability, compassion, and more connection to environment and nature. And we are very happy that we have been able to accomplish this purpose to a great extent. And today we have architect Anurag Khandelwal with us, who is the waterman and who's the waterman and the woodman. Welcome, Anurag. And Anurag, why we are here to decode the historical verdict of Ministry of Environment, Climate and Forest Change directing CPWD on inclusion of wood as construction material. And my heartiest congratulations to you. This is a great news, and I think we are all celebrating this news. Okay, so Anurag, over to you, and then I will like to read this verdict also. Over to you, Anurag.
Thank you, Anila.
Hear that enthusiasm from you.
Thank you so much, Anila. Thank you for creating this platform, which is a wonderful platform, Green Veranda, for connecting humans to nature. And within this quarantine, I think it has been a very great effort to create this thing. I would first like to congratulate you for creating this Green Veranda. Then, absolutely, as you mentioned, that this is absolutely a great time to enjoy and to be excited about this verdict that in India there was a ban that was put on the wood in the use of construction material, and this has been an initiative of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which has been recently formed by the government, because climate change has become one of the most important points, most important issues for our own existence. So I think Ministry of Environment has bring in this great verdict of lifting ban from wood. We are really happy for the people who are passionate working with wood, who understand wood as an eco-friendly material. This is a great verdict for sure, and I'm very sure that this is going to be a game changer in terms of the construction across this country. Thank you so much.
Great, Anurag, and you have worked very hard towards it since last 2 decades. You have been trying to persuade and you have been trying to endorse this, that wood is a great construction material. So Anurag, can I just read this verdict? Okay, so the verdict is the use of timber in CPWD works was banned in 1993. The Ministry of Environment,
Archana, can you share the verdict on the screen?
Yeah, and climate change has asked to remove the ban on use of wood in construction, since it will create demand for wood-based industries that would spur the local economy, particularly in rural areas, create large-scale employment, and encourage farmers and others to bring degraded areas under tree cover. That, in turn, will augment production of a multitude ecosystem service for the benefit of the country. Beautiful verdict. And it says Wood is a versatile, renewable construction material, and the life cycle economic cost of timber is also often much lower. On the other hand, building materials such as steel, aluminium, PVC, glass, cement, and polymers that are used in place of wood depend on non-renewable resources of raw materials, which are polluting and energy intensive methods of production, whereas timber is naturally available. Oh my God, this is beautiful and overwhelming. Truly
Anila,
stunning, and
like
thank you.
it is so
Yeah,
much contradictory to what CPWD had been saying earlier and what this verdict actually says. Because if you
beautiful.
see the CPWD norms and the green initiatives or IGBC norms or anything, they have been not promoting wood as a material because it was considered as a non-eco-friendly material because of the legal framework that existed in India. Because we cannot save our own wood, so the law was there that cutting trees is actually a crime in India. So we
Yes,
couldn't cut trees, so we didn't have wood. And that was the reason that all wood alternate products have been used in most of our norms, either it is CPWD or PWD or NBCC or any other authority that existed in India. They had to not to promote. They were actually instructed not to promote. And
exactly.
this verdict is exactly the opposite of what was actually happening. So it is actually a really landmark verdict that I see it opening a lot of opportunity for people who are working with.
Wow. That's wonderul, Anurag. Okay, Anurag, I would like to first understand your deep-seated connection with wood. When did you first get inspired, and what was your journey which made you the man of wood? I know the challenges have been very big because I've been part of your journey for a long time, and when we started venture like Woodburn and all that, and but I would like you to explain all this. Thank you.
Anila, this journey has been really challenging, very tough, and a lot of hard work has gone into this. A lot of hard work has gone into it. This tremendous hard work has gone into it. So I would say that this journey started by when I was enrolled in architecture, and architecture as a subject is is a subject which connects humans to nature, basically, and that's how that connection started getting stronger and stronger while the architecture kept happening. And by the end of my degree course, I think I was very much inclined towards eco-friendly, renewable kind of connected the building. So even my research topics or any subjects that I took were very connected to natural streams of architecture and spaces. I did my thesis in renewables and in conservation and things like this. So that's how my journey started, and this connect of environment with me and architecture started getting stronger day by day. So ever since that I moved out of architecture, conventional building was never in my framework. Mine's framework, I never had that framework of making conventional building because somewhere down the line, it had hit me inside that when they were using water or the wastages were there and the sites were dirty and the environment was disrupted. All these things, somewhere down the line, they were hitting me inside, and that's where I diverted towards another format of construction, which was prefab format of construction. So I started doing prefab format of construction in which I was using steel, I was using puff panels, I was using cement boards, I was using other materials which were actually not using wood, and they were dry format of construction, and they were far more eco-friendly construction methods than the conventional system. Down that line, the journey started taking shape, and I was doing with steel, I did with puff panels, I did with cement board, and I did with a lot of other materials. Then suddenly an opportunity came wherein I was introduced to wood as a material for constructing a building. That opportunity came in around 2006-7, somewhere down that line, and that project was the most typical site that I have ever been. Like, that site was a non-motorable site. you had to climb the mountain, which was a 70-degree steep climb mountain. Being an asthmatic patient, absolutely that was not the territory I should have ventured actually. But the moment I went and reached Oli, and the point where I turned around and saw those mountain ranges around me, and that was something which was spectacular. And that gave me a conviction that if I have to work, I will have to work here. And that's how my journey started with wood. Being an architect, wood is always a wonderful material which is very close to heart for any architect. Like working with wood for an architect is like a dream. So that dream actually came true while we were doing this Oli project. And at that same moment, I dedicated my whole profession, my whole architecture and everything that I was convinced that I am going to work with this material and I would take it to the next level because my conviction was so strong with wood. Yes, Anil.
Right, Anurag. So far, how many projects have you delivered in wood?
I think when we started around that, so from Gangotri to Chennai and from east to west, from Calcutta to Bombay to Pune, I think I've lost the track of numbers, but at least we've made more than 200 structures across the country.
Wow.
Across the country, even at places where people cannot reach, like places like Gangotri Trek, Oli, and places like Pune, Bombay, Ahmedabad, everywhere, Indore. So a lot of places, very interesting sites, very natural sites, and they are very beautiful sites.
Well, can I request Archana to at least show a few projects?
Please,
No,
can we have this Oli project, Archana?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, this was a project, I remember that it was a very challenging project because it was non-motorable and we could only take the material till the bottom of the hill. And from bottom of the hill, we had to take out that material and through khachars and through people, we had to take up these logs of wood to this level and then work. So I remember that it was very challenging and the sun was very stark. And we completed one unit like this in 1 week's time in this very harsh weather conditions. We could complete one structures in 7 days time, in a week's time. I had documented it also, and it was a great experience. It was one of the greatest experience that I had making my wooden houses.
Right. Thank you so much, Archana. Yes, this is beautiful, amazing.
This is one of the top 10 destinations of skiing in the world.
Wow, yes.
Right?
Yes. So thank you, Archana, for this. And Anurag, you have been talking about wood. So why wood? What are the inherent advantages of wood as construction material? Though I am very, very fascinated by wood because wood is so pure, सब पूजा में wood होता है. लकड़ी एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो डूबते को सहारा देती है और मतलब मुझे वुड नाम से ही बहुत सारे इंस्पिरेशंस और क्रिएटिविटी आते हैं. But you explain it from technical point of view.
Wood is such a wonderful material if you understand. If you see a log of wood, can you share any picture, Archana, of a log of wood? Just share a picture of a log of wood. And if you see that, what happens is wood brings fingerprints of Mother Nature into our buildings. If you see the grains in the wood and if you, in context, compare it to your fingerprints, no two logs of wood will have the same kind of the structure. So wood brings Mother Nature's fingerprints into the building, right? And wood is a material, if you compare in construction, it is the only material which is carbon positive. Like it takes up carbon out of the atmosphere. Rest all other material, while they are in their production stage or in the stage of use, they are emitting carbon dioxide. So they have a carbon footprint. Every other material, whether you see concrete or whether you see steel or whether you see aluminium or glass or any other material, they have a very specific carbon footprint during their production stage and during their stage of use. Wood is the only material, while it is being produced, then also it takes up carbon dioxide, and while it is in use, it keeps that carbon dioxide stored in its structure. So wood as a material is a very eco-friendly material. That is level 1. It is the only material which is renewable and replenishable. Replenishable, if you see concrete or steel or anything, you are taking something out of the nature. And when you take something out of the nature for sustainability, for being sustainable, whatever you are taking out of the nature, it is your duty that you should be able to give it back to the nature. So when you are taking something from the nature and you have to give it back to the nature, and if you consider concrete as a material, then you are extracting a lot of grit, stone, and you are quarrying a lot of chemicals out of the earth. Now, if you want to replenish that, it will take thousands and thousands of years to replenish that same material back into the nature. But when you consider wood as a material, then it is very easy for you to replenish the same amount of wood that you have used by growing it back into the forest. So, as a human being or as a sustainability model, you can replenish what you are using. So whatever you are taking away from the environment, you can give back to the environment. If you are using wood or you are using any other material, you cannot do that. One. The second is that you have to reduce the carbon footprint. Global warming is one of the biggest challenges that we are facing in today's life. And that is one thing that we need to reciprocate to stop this global warming, and that can only happen if we reduce the emission of carbon dioxide in the nature. Building construction industry accounts for approximately 45% of carbon emission, which is actually not understood by anybody, because when we talk about pollution or when we talk about carbon dioxide emission, we talk about automobiles or we talk about industries, because that is where we see the fumes going up and the carbon dioxide emitting, right? And that is what we understand, that is how pollution is happening, but that is not the reality. The reality is that construction industry is one of the biggest polluters of atmosphere amongst all these things, and this is actually being ignored. So coming back to the point that if we want to stop this carbon emission, we need to use materials which are carbon friendly, which do not emit more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And if you compare the construction materials, then wood is the material which fits into this kind of a framework. Yes, Anila.
Yes, Anurag. I'm sorry, there was a doorbell, so I have to. Anurag, these projects are so wonderful, and I see Anna and I see Shatrughan Sinha also. So I think a lot of celebrities are also interested in wooden projects. Are they?
Yeah. See, people who are at the level of being celebrities or people who have an opportunity to actually go across the world, they understand the connect of wood with the buildings. Because if you travel to Europe, you travel to Canada, you travel America, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, anywhere you go, the connect of building with wood is so strong, and the connect of a human and being into a wooden building is so great that you cannot understand. Because even when you make conventional buildings, the first thing that you do while doing the interiors is get down to wood and start doing panelings and fall ceilings and floorings, and use of wood with doors and windows and everything. Because that connect of human to wood is so passionate that people feel coziness and comfort while they are being surrounded by wooden texture and wooden material. So I think that very strong connect of human with wood makes it such a wonderful material for people's choice. Yes, Anil.
Great. Thank you. And we are actually thankful to Sunil Shetty sir because he has been propagating and speaking about wood on a lot of platforms. So
I think he's a great personality who inspires me, and I have not seen such a passionate person who's so well connected with these small nitty-gritties of nature. Like the way he has developed his entire surroundings, whether it is his office spaces or his residential or any place, you can see the connect that he has with nature. And he's absolutely like he's one person that who's actually inspired me to be more strongly connected with this wooden structures.
wow, that's wonderful, Anurag. Okay, Anurag, now like we can divide the whole time into two frames. You know, one is pre-COVID and one is post-COVID. So how will COVID change natural living and how will wood contribute in this natural living? That's my question.
COVID is something which was absolutely unimagined, or it is like a surprise for the complete human race, right? Although it had been predicted a number of times by different personalities at different times. Even I remember there is a talk by Bill Gates on TED Talk in 2015, where he has actually mentioned something like this happening with a virus and an influenza virus. So I think there are a lot of instances where people have predicted something like this happening, but still I think we were taken off guard by this COVID. So, and what this COVID did is, it actually changed our normal format of life structure, whether it is daily routine work or it is these spaces, whether it is these spaces at home or whether it is these spaces in the commercial segment, offices, retail, hospitality, industries, everywhere. It has actually changed that normal by distancing people, by keeping them away so that they can be safe. The another aspect of things that COVID brought into that social model is the health aspect, the cleanliness aspect, and the way it had changed nature because of the lockdown. I think in 3 months' time of the lockdown, the way nature has healed, all these countries, they've got together on climate change issues, and they had set up a large chunk of funds and aids for various countries so that they can contribute to their carbon dioxide emission goals, right? And it was like some $1 trillion and $1 billion aids which were supposed to be given to bring down this level of carbon dioxide in nature. And what this COVID did was, in 3 months' time, without even spending a single money, and everything, it has healed across the nature. So this is something, what has happened has changed the overall perspective of the countries as well as of the people, that we need to restore and revive this nature for our own existence, because COVID has actually sparked off this fear of our own existence, because people are dying like this. So that fear of our own existence is going to help this nature to return back to some normalcy, and maybe we can make this global warming time more, right? That effect of global warming time extend कर सकते हैं हम लोग by all these facts, right? So what COVID has done is that it has brought in a connect of nature with human, and a verdict like this coming at this point of time is going to actually spark off this use of wood in building industry, and it will promote and propagate a lot of people, because a lot of people now want to go out from apartment living into living with nature, right? And they want to have open areas and they want to live with more natural things. So today, the luxury is not those flashy Italian marbles or flashy paintings and wallpapers and things like this. But what today's luxury is nature, these plants, right? This is luxury. This is today's luxury, right? So I think the model of luxury, the perspective of luxury has changed, and no more what luxury is. It's plants which can give us oxygen, and that oxygen has become so important for us. I remember this incident that some very old person in Italy, when he was discharged after being released by COVID, and while he was going, he was charged for oxygen, and he started crying. He said, "For 90 years, I have been taking this oxygen for free, and today, for just one day, you are charging me 600 pounds or something like this, right?" So this oxygen is like priceless. So that is the value we've understood in COVID. So that connect of nature with human has made COVID has made it very strong during this crisis. Yes, Anil.
Anurag, I'm seeing your projects and just loving it. It's beautiful, especially this museum. Museum is very beautiful. The panels and all that, lovely, you know. So yes, great. That's Anna. So good to see all this. And now we come to the most important and crucial question of the evening. And I remember you were telling me कि आपने ये LinkedIn पे डाला था ये, and there were so many people who showed interest, and this particular verdict with your comments went viral on LinkedIn. That's what you told me. So
Yes.
now the time has come where we want your decode how this verdict is going to change the construction industry. Over to you, Anurag. Yes.
Anila, this verdict is very important. Like this CPWD, which has removed the ban, which came under the Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry in 1993, they had banned the use of timber in construction of buildings. So 25 years down the line, the ban was put on wood to be used in construction material so that our forest can be safe. And so the whole model of our construction industry actually developed around, without using wood, we had buildings for more than 25 years. So now what this verdict is going to change the whole scenario in terms of the eco-friendliness of the building, because the eco-friendliness of the building was termed without wood in a different perspective, and the moment you bring wood into this perspective of environment friendliness, the whole context of environment friendliness will change. So because the more the wood, the more the building will be eco-friendly. Before this verdict, more the wood, the building was non-eco-friendly, and now more the wood, the more eco-friendly will be the building. So these are two poles apart that we are talking about, what was happening and what is going to now happen. So wood, the moment that wood will come in so much of quantum, the whole back-end structure, the industry, the forestry, the growth of wood, because now it will come into a commercial model. So people who are not growing wood, just because if they grow trees, they cannot cut trees, because cutting tree was a crime. Now, when government itself, when they will propagate wood as a material to be used for construction and industry and other things, so it will facilitate a lot of people and it will encourage a lot of people to grow wood as a material, which can be used for industries and which can be used for housing. So the whole issue of how wood has to be grown will actually change a lot of framework. This will change a lot of framework in terms of forestry, in terms of plantation, in terms of wood as a raw material. That whole perspective is going to change. India does not have a model of sustainable forestry, which I think most of the European countries, the Canadians, the Australians, the New Zealand, the South Americans, the Russia, everyone has a sustainable model of forestry, wherein they cut one tree and they grow 5 trees. And they actually ensure that those 5 trees are grown. So that sustainable model of forestry gives them wood as a material which is sustainable and which can be used for their own purposes of living and other uses. Wood as a material, if you see Canada, if you see Australia, if you see England, if you see, they are already making multi-storied buildings and using this wood as a material, because when you compare the carbon dioxide emission in building with conventional wood and with wooden buildings, it is poles apart, because there you have a negative carbon footprint, and with wood buildings it's a positive carbon footprint. That means you are saving a lot of carbon dioxide from being emitted while you are making the building and while the building is being used. So the wood is actually emerging as the material of the future. The future, even the cities are being predicted that will be made out of wood. Already there are projects of 10 stories and 20 stories and 40 stories building that are already being made in these countries, and they are still going ahead in making much larger structures with wood, right? I think we are one of the pioneering who have taken an initiative to start off a building which is a 5-story building. We are already working on a model of a 5-story building in Shimla. It's an apartment project, and it's a 5-story apartment project that we are working on with one of the developers. They are making 4 blocks. So we are trying to push them that they should do 1 block in wood, because Shimla, in terms of the landscapes, it's a beautiful space, and wood is going to connect like crazy. Archana, I'll request you that if you can show that slide from our catalog, that 5-story slide.
Sure, sir.
All these projects are beautiful, and we just enjoy it. I'm sure people who are living in these homes must be enjoying every bit of it, especially in the quarantine.
See, there is an architect called Mikey Greens, right? I'm a follower of him, and he's done some immense, beautiful structures in Canada. Like, he's based out of Vancouver, and being from Canada, like Canada was already propagating and promoting a lot of wood, and in fact, like we have a very great connection with these Canadian organizations. So I think one line that he says in one of this connects me so beautifully, that he says that if you walk into the buildings and if you see a wooden column and you see a concrete column, you will feel like hugging a wooden column, but you will never feel like hugging a concrete column. So the kind of connect that wood has with humans is so great that when you enter a building which has wood inside it, it knocks you off emotionally, spiritually, physically, and it releases all your tensions and stresses and everything. So like, I think when you go to resorts or when you go to any space like this and you get a wooden chalet, like you just go and rock yourself. So I think wood is such a wonderful material. Yes, can you find that, Archana?
Which project, sir?
Beta, 5-story project. It is there in our catalog.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Can you move further? Yes. Just go down.
That's wood style, Anurag, your manufacturing unit, right?
Yes. And this is a project. Can you just stop? Can you just stop? Archana, can you stop? This is a project we are doing in Thailand. It's a focus of farm, Buriram in Thailand. And that's very interesting project, Anila. Just go up, That terrace project. Just go up. Calcutta terrace project.
Okay.
Yeah, this project is very interesting project. That is a terrace that we've done in Calcutta.
Okay.
And we just did this project in like say 35 days. We completed this project in 35 days. And this client had a terrace space, approximately like 400 square feet. And he wanted to build something, but he had gone out of his FARs. He had consumed all his FARs, and he wanted to construct some enclosures. So we could bring in a solution in which we could add up a lot of space for him and still keep ourselves out of that legal frameworks. And it is heart of Calcutta that we've done this. This is an article that was featured by one of the portals all about architecture, which has featured this project in their blogs. Yes.
This is so beautiful and wonderful, Anurag. Good to see all this. Now, Anurag, what we see is the demand was there, the need was there, and now the ban has been lifted. Now, where this supply is going to come? And that's my first question. And my second question, in fact, before this question, I would like also to ask another question. People, they resist change. So they will not like to go immediately from concrete and steel to wood. I'm sure बहुत सारे myths होंगे, बहुत सारे question marks होंगे सबके लोगों के दिमाग में. वो क्या myths होते हैं जो कि उनको समझने होंगे. So if you can just explain this first before we put the question. Yeah.
In our journey of more than a decade with wood, it has been so tough. It has been so tough convincing people that wood can be a building material.
Yeah.
Because the moment
people believe in wood is more difficult. That's impossible.
Because it is not in their framework. There is a mind block. There is a mindset that has been made that buildings are in brick and mortar. And I think the article that was done on us by IAMS, breaking the concrete mindset, was very aptly projected. So this mindset of brick and mortar is so strong in India that convincing people to switch over from brick and mortar to wood was a very difficult task. Because the moment you talk wood, you talk about turbine, you talk about fire. And these two things are so embedded into people's framework that even if you convince them with any amount of justifications, they will never believe you. So making people believe in wood was a very difficult task. In spite of this, we never lost heart. We kept doing it, and today I feel honored that we have done more than 200-300 structures across India, from Gangotri to Chennai, and from east to west and north to south. We've done more than 300 structures across. So this is first thing that I think a lot of mindsets are changing, because people have started moving out. People have traveled to Europe, people have traveled to Southeast Asia and other places where they are seeing this connect, and while they come back, they can connect with this kind of a theory that yes, buildings can be made in wood. So that is the first connect. Now, the second question was that from where this wood will come in. In India, this wooden market is a complete unorganized sector market. This supply of wood is completely an unorganized sector market. More than 85% of this market exists in the non-formal sector. So when the supply chain is all an unorganized market, and there is no differentiation of legal wood and an illegal wood. So in India, we do not understand that wood is legal or wood is illegal, because most of the wood that we get in our chawls or wooden mandis is all coming out of deforestation and all coming out of theft. All coming out of theft. So you cannot differentiate that where this wood is coming from, whether it is authentic source or an unauthentic source. But if you see the sustainable model of forestry, where every wood is being graded, it is being certified by certain third-party agencies who are authorities in certifying that yes, that this wood is a sustainable. Means that when this wood is cut, the substitute growth has been ensured before cutting this wood. And when that is ensured, that makes that wood a legal wood with that kind of a certification. So you get these kind of certificating agencies which makes this wood a sustainable wood. So like countries like Canada and Europe and Australia and New Zealand, they are actually practicing this sustainable model of forestry, where they are actually recording every tree's growth and ensuring that whenever a tree is cut, it is being substituted by new trees by it. So the growth and the cutting is substantiated equally, right? So these countries have a plus, like a positive growth of trees than the negative growth of trees. So that is one format that we have to use legal sustainable wood. Now this wood is not available in India, and I think it will take a cycle of some decade to ensure that we adopt sustainable forestry. So for the time being, I don't think or I don't see that we will be getting this wood locally. So this wood has to come from the import sector, from the countries which are actually following sustainable forestry, and we should ensure that whatever wood that we are using should be sustainable wood and it should not be illegal.
Great. So what I understand is the problem was not wood. The problem was that we were not able to make it sustainable. The supply of wood, we were not able to make it sustainable.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was our incapability, our government's incapability to manage our own natural resources and forest. Because we were unable to manage our own resources and forest, so we came up with a law that cutting tree is a crime. And we stopped growing. By saying this, cutting tree is a crime, today, even if people are so passionate that they show that they want to grow trees and plant trees and this and that, I somewhere down the line have been asking people who have great tracts of land, I've been asking them, please go and grow the trees in your own land. And nobody wants to grow trees in their own land. Nobody wants to grow trees in their own land. They want to grow trees in others' land or on government land. They do not want to grow trees in their own land, just because there is a legal framework that exists that if you grow a tree, you cannot cut a tree because cutting tree is a crime. So nobody wants to grow tree on his own land just because he will grow the tree and he will block the land, right? So this legal framework, what did was that the sustainable model couldn't actually emerge or operate in our country. But this model exists across the world. This model already exists across the world. We just need to take the cue and start implementing this sustainable forestry in our country to get the local supply of wood.
Wow. So this is interesting. We are getting a lot of clarity. And so Anurag, my question is now, okay, how about the supply? You know, let us say we actually want our homes or our offices or even the application is in resorts. So how will we get this? Is it available? Like, can somebody do it for us?
See, I think this wood is in abundance. Is actually in abundance in the countries which are following this sustainable model of forestry. A lot of countries have their reliance on this whole model of sustainable forestry, where it is an economy for them. It is not just forest for them, but forest is an economy for them. For Europe, for New Zealand, from Nordics, from Australia, from New Zealand. It is basically an economy for them because they have made it like an industry. So they are growing trees, they are cutting trees, and they are growing more trees. They are growing more and more trees. So they have a lot of area to cut trees and to grow trees and create that kind of a balance.
It is something like that where eventually they are getting motivated to grow trees and the forest cover is increasing.
Exactly.
So
they have an increasing
like
forest cover and they have to rotate it. They have to cut it and they have to regrow it. They have to cut it so that they keep the forest young. They need to keep the forest young. So there is a model that they have been following as a sustainable model, and they are being controlling their forest covers. So I think these countries are going to actually substantiate to a lot of wood that will be required in the coming times, because there are mass timber projects. There are so many mass timber projects. I think the technologies like cross-laminated lumber, LVL, NLT, all these kind of technologies that have made wood such a wonderful material that there is a building of Brook of Commons in Vancouver. It's a 20-story building. I think if you can Google and see, they made a 20-story building in 9 weeks' time. So this kind of a fast construction methodology has to come post-COVID, because post-COVID, people have realized that time is actually very critical. And you need something which requires less number of people to do more amount of work. So prefabricated is going to be the next level of building construction method in the coming times.
Okay. Anurag, it's just giving me a lot of thoughts and ideas, you know. So I would just like to understand, let us say I have a piece of land, you know, and I really want to get a structure there on this piece of land. But you know, I'm really, वो जो काम है, labor है, वो सब है, उस सब से I'm really getting disturbed, you know. So do you think, will you advise that I go in for a wooden structure?
Anila, I think we already had some documented timelines where we completed 1,000 square feet structure in 3 days time. By using a team of 10 people, 1,000 square feet structure was constructed in 36 hours. That is the kind of speed that we can achieve with prefabrication and design. Like, I think, Archana, can you stop there? That 5-story project. Can you come back? Can you come back with that 5-story project? I think this project, the whole concept is that we are going to erect this building from the time of order to implementation in 4 to 5 months time. In 4 to 5 months time, we are actually targeting, Beta, I am saying that 5-story project that you were showing from the catalog.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just a page up. Yes, this project, if you can see, this is a 5-story project that we are in talks with the client, and the timelines that we are discussing, that in how much time from start to finish this can complete, is say 5 months. It is unimaginable that you can complete this project in those terrains even in 2 years time. 2 to 3 years time you can complete this in conventional building, and without disturbing actually the landscape. If we complete this project in 4 to 5 months time, we can easily do that project in 4 to 5 months.
I know you don't. कहीं भी site होती है और पेड़ काटना होता है, तो that's like really very troublesome for you. Yeah. So you will never allow the landscape to be disturbed and water to be wasted. These are two things which are very important to you. Yes. So I really congratulate you.
Tree is so close to my heart that, in fact, I've done a residential project for one of our cousins in Indore, and there tree is actually inside the house. I've brought tree inside the house, and
Wow.
like there has been so much of controversy between me and the client that how can we bring tree? But I've been so convinced and that a tree is such a material. The moment you bring it in, I think our if Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the greatest architects that we have seen in modern times, he had a saying that bring in the nature and it will take up rest of it. You don't have to do architecture. You just connect the nature with your building and rest nature will take care of your building all by itself. So he had one wonderful project by the name of Falling Waters. Like there is one of his very, very prestigious projects, Falling Waters. So the moment you connect nature with the building, automatically it creates that human connect and the natural connect in the building.
Okay. So Anurag, there is one concept, where you create a wooden structure. Let us say I already have a house and I want to get wood into this house. So what options can you suggest? And I'm sure people who are watching on Facebook, they must be getting inspired and they want to add the wood component in their house. So, and it is actually difficult, in case they already have a house. So going in for a next house for the time being may be a problem. So उसके लिए आपके क्या suggest करोगे?
I think there is so much of advancement that is coming into these areas of interiors, of claddings, of panelings, of finished kind of solutions. Finished solutions with wood, which does not need a lot of effort on site. So they are ready-made or pre-cut, pre-designed formats or profiles, which are readily available, and they are all in treated woods. Like we are using a lot of thermo wood. Like this thermo wood is a concept where wood is already being treated at a certain level of temperature, where you don't need to treat it further. So it will not be it will be termite free. It will not smell and things like this. So a lot of solutions in wood are actually available across the market because a lot of imports have been initiated by a lot of countries, be it Canada, be it Europe, be it Estonia, be it Finland, be it Australia, be it New Zealand. All these countries have actually seen the Indian market, have come into with lot of wood solutions, and that is very readily available for applications in interiors.
You mean to say, and I also understand that even you have options for kids and dogs and so I do understand that also. I have a dog, a Labrador, and I'm actually considering for a wooden house.
So what we have been working on with a lot of intent to provide solutions, ready-made solutions for people, wherein it is kind of a knockdown solutions, right? So like it is kind of a do-it-yourself solution, wherein you can order something which can be pre-packed, because what we are doing with houses even, it's a pre-packed house which goes and gets unloaded on the site. It's a kind of a Lego tagging. So there is a number which is there on the wooden pattern, and you just have to fix one number to the another number, and it starts building up. So that is the concept. What we did was we created a structures. We tried and create the structures in those same formats for making dog houses, bird houses, play houses. Solutions like this, gazebos, pergolas, which can readily be transported to people anywhere across the country, and any carpenter or any person with the basic knowledge of handling tools, simple tools like a screwdriver or just a nail, they can fix these kind of structures easily because there is an instruction booklet, and once you are done with it, you can dismantle the whole things, repack the whole things, and you can take it away or shift it. So they are not bulk structures. So they are all dismantleable structures which can be moved or maybe dismantled and repacked once your use is over, or you can use that wood for some other purpose. So that it is recyclable and it is more sustainable.
Great. Being a dog owner, I can actually understand, a dog having his own house. That's such a beautiful thought altogether. And all the more better कि quarantine times में आपको बहुत सारे लोग भी अपने घर नहीं बुलाने हैं. ये सब चीजों का ध्यान रखने के लिए I think prefab is a very good format. So that's one good thing. Okay, Anurag. So which has been your most landmark project you are really proud of?
There are so many to name, but something which is very close to my heart is a project we did in Pune. I will request Archana to, if you can play that video. It's a project we did in Pune, and like it is 100% we had made it in India, from its design to fabrication and to its implementation. Because lot other projects, what we have been doing is we have been importing these kits from China, Europe and other places and other countries, and we had been assembling those projects here in India. But this is one project. We did a couple of other projects also, but this is one project which is very close to my heart because it's such a beautiful and a scenic location, and we made this completely in India by using imported woods which were imported at Gandhidham. So we purchased this raw material from Gandhidham by some importers, used this, fabricated in our assembly at Indore, and installed it in Pune. And this whole process we completed in 65 days. in just 65 days, we, from design to fabrication and to implementation, it took approximately 65 days, and we created this structure. This is a 200-acre project by the name of SVB Future City. And I think anybody who came here was absolutely zapped to see this project being done, because they were constructing a lot of structures in concrete, which they have been trying to do for 2-3 years, but they were unable to complete those structures because of the isolated nature of the site. But the moment we actually worked there only for 2 to 3 weeks time only. Rest of the time it took us for manufacturing and other activity. But in 3 weeks time on site, we could be able to complete this ground plus one structure.
Wow, it was a pleasure to see this, and it's a beautiful project indeed. Congratulations for this, and more important, it is indigenously done, so that makes it all the more interesting and a landmark project. So really happy to see this, Anurag. And Anurag, in your journey, there were a lot of associations and people who collaborated with you and who kept encouraging you and motivating you. So I'm sure you would like to name them and acknowledge their efforts in this journey of making wood legal.
I think one person who has actually been instrumental in inspiring me to work with wood has been Anna. And the way he had acknowledged me, the way he had treated me, and the way he had inspired me, because the journey had been really with a lot of turmoils and ups and downs, and a lot of all these things have happened. But I would, from the core of my heart, if I see one person who has actually inspired me and who has given me the strength to struggle and be there for the purpose, is in fact Anna. I owe my heartiest thanks to him.
Right. And also, I think there is a Canadian agency who is actually endorsing and helping to spread a lot of message.
Yes, Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of countries, they have actually come to India. Like FII is doing a lot of work in propagating and promoting wood in this country. And they are actually doing a lot of spade work in making people understand the use of wood in this context of environment. And they are doing a lot of initiatives. They are taking a lot of initiatives in getting people to know what wood is and how it can be used for various purposes, whether in industry or whether in housing or for furniture and other things. And a lot of wood platforms have already been coming up in India, like these Delhi wood shows and a lot of wood magazines, and a lot of this thing is coming. But what I'm looking at is, in fact, at our education level, still that connect of wood to, in fact, even in architecture, right? I see there is a lot of disconnect still at the level of engineering and architecture with wood. I think that is one area which needs a lot of focus, and lot of people have to change this framework of how wood is can be used specifically in India. But if you go abroad and all, they have a lot of institutions specifically working on wood and training. And I think we had a lot of trainees who used to come from Spain and France who used to work with us on wooden structures earlier. A lot of apprentices and trainees who actually focused India as a market to come and work here. And here I would like to add, Anila, you will agree on this, that in fact the study that was done by IIMs and which was featured in Harvard Business Review is actually a landmark which states the kind of effort that we had been doing, and which is being recognized by such institutions. And I'm really thankful to Dr. Subramania. Right?
Yeah.
Am I correct? Dr. Subramanian.
No. Dr. Roy Chaudhary.
Dr. Roy, yeah, Dr. Roy.
I'm slightly confused.
Yes. And it's a great marketing analysis story, which they have documented by the name of Breaking the Concrete Mindsets. And it is actually that kind of a connect is actually required in India, because there is such a strong connect that people have with concrete and not with wood.
Wonderful. Anurag, okay, just my last question, and let us hope कि कोई policy makers और देखें इसको. So what is, okay, ban is lifted, what more impetus will we like to have from the government, you know? और क्या ऐसा होना चाहिए कि लोग गवर्नमेंट जब तक गवर्नमेंट इसमें पुश नहीं देगी, things are not going to happen in a real way. So what is it that from your core of your heart that you expect from the government?
I think if this has to actually penetrate deep into our system, and thus environmental sensitivity has to first grow in the government framework. That sensitivity of saving the environment, reducing the carbon footprint, and the moment this sensitivity will increase, it will change a lot of legal framework in terms of, first thing is forestry. The moment, if we are not able to grow the wood, we cannot use the wood, because what we have to use is sustainable wood. Sustainability and development, they are head on. The moment you talk about development, you are compromising sustainability. Because the moment you do development, you somewhere down the line, you compromise with nature. Either you will cut trees, you will acquire land, you will use concrete, you will use automobile, you will use. So the moment you will talk about development, you will not talk about sustainability. And the moment you talk about sustainability, the development goes for a toss. So there has to be a very balanced development and sustainability model. And that development and sustainability model balance will come when we will start using wood as a building material.
Great.
I,
Thank you. Yeah, that answered my question. Okay, while I have a lot of WhatsApp messages and everything, with these questions, ki kitna, what is the cost, square feet and all that, which I think I will pass it all on to you. This is like we are running short of time. We have to wrap it up. So Saksham wants to ask a question to you. So over to you, Saksham. And Anurag, I request you to kindly answer it in brief because we are running short on time and there are a few things that I also have to conclude. Yes, over to you, Saksham.
Hello, sir. It was a really enlightening session knowing all about wood. There's just one thing that I wanted to ask. There has been a lot of apprehension about wood catching fire, apart from other things, termite or insecticides or everything else. So now that we have fire resistant solutions, installations, how well does it work with wooden houses?
I think there is a myth and a mind block with wood and fire, right? If you take a case, what happens with wood or what happens with the other material? Wood has a very predictable nature of catching fire and how it burns. That is issue one.
Right.
And the second issue is that when you talk about mass timber, when you talk about buildings that are using a lot of thick material wood, right? So what happens if you take a wood log which is like thick enough, okay, and when it catches fire, so the first thing what happens is the core of the wood starts burning and it converts into carbon, right? It chars. The moment it chars to a reasonable depth, the combustion of the inside wood stops, right? Because the oxygen cannot go inside. So,
Cannot go inside.
like if you see when we burn holies and when we burn wood, what we do is we break the wood into small pieces and then put it into fire so it catches fire. And the moment there is a big log of wood which you put into the fire, it keeps burning for hours and hours and it does not even burn in the core of the heart. Because that is something which everybody must have seen
Correct.
during that. So wood has a very predictable nature of burning. So that is one issue that most of the engineers and the scientists understand. And when they design these kind of buildings, they specifically take care of that R rating. There is an R rating of any building which has a fire norm, right? So when you talk about mass timber buildings, so they are actually much safer than concrete and steel buildings. If you compare a wood building, a fire in a wood building to a steel building or to a concrete building, wood buildings are much more safer than the other buildings. That is one thing. Second thing is wood as a material. When you are talking about mass timber buildings and other buildings, if you see this World Trade Center building which had this crash, so what happened was the building was there and the plane came and crashed into that building. If you can remember that video,
Correct.
that building didn't fail. The plane got stuck into the building and started burning. And it burned for a certain amount of time. And suddenly what happened was that building felt just crumbled down like this, vertically. Like it didn't topple like this or it didn't topple like this. It crumbled like this. The reason for that was when this crash happened and the fire broke out, it melted the steel columns at that particular place. And the whole top of that building settled onto the floor and just demolished the building vertically. So it didn't fail. But what happens with wood as a material is even at 1000-degree plus temperature, even when it will reach 1000 degrees, the wood will not deform or it will not melt. So there are lot of instances. There is lot of study that is there where there has been fire and wood has stood as a material. Rest every other material has fallen off. There are a lot of studies. There are a lot of examples like this where wood is a much stronger material than compared to steel and concrete. Archana, can you just share that one data we had in a blog? In a wood style blog, we had one data.
Sure, sir, sure.
There is one data, it is done by a Japanese company, and it shows that, not here, wood style blog on our website.
Oh, one second.
Wood style blog. Yes.
Okay, Anurag, while she is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. While she's showing you, like, I just want to ask you two quick questions. One
Yeah,
is
just this is a very important thing that I am trying to show.
Sure, Anurag, sure.
Yeah, if you can see here this data, can you see this data, right?
Yeah.
And if you see that there are components like wood is being compared with concrete and steel, and if you can see the numbers in terms of tensile strength, in terms of compressive strength, and in terms of flexural strength, and you can see the numbers, how wood outnumbers both steel and concrete simultaneously. So wood is such a strong material, and it has been used from ages and ages. It is only during this after industrial revolution, when concrete came in, it somewhere down the line has substantiated wood by concrete. Yes, Anila, sorry for taking that time.
Great, Anurag. You are so well versed with everything, and I think you can speak hours and hours on board because
you,
it is
Anila.
something so close to your heart. So
Thank
my
you for
last
addressing it, sir.
question is
Thank you,
on
thank you.
yeah. How do people reach you? That's my first question. And do you only do wooden structures, or you also do some other?
No,
some other
Anila,
structure?
I am basically an architect. I am a professor. I'm head of the department in Anand College of Architecture. I've been visiting faculties at IIT Roorkee, CEF, and other institutions. So I'm more kind of into research model. My whole theory is experimentation, doing something new, and then moving further on. So wood is something which is like a substantial portion of what I am doing. But I am basically an architect, so I've been doing regular architecture projects in residential sector, in housing sector, in commercial, in retail. So we have a very large portfolio of these projects also, of residential and regular projects, and also we are doing a commendable amount of work with, in fact, railways also. We have worked with on freight corridor also, and we are working for NCR also on railway projects. Yes, Anil.
Right, Anurag? So I
Yes.
think time to wrap
Thank you.
up.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, and thank you from Green Veranda, the initiative that we took in quarantine times to take sustainability and love to environment to many. And I actually want your good wishes, and
Yes.
I hope that you yeah. Any very quick message for Green
Yeah, I
Veranda.
think Green Veranda is a great platform, and within this quarantine time, I think we've understood how much nature is important for our own existence. And I think a platform like Green Veranda and discussions like this is very important for us, for taking this to people, to sensitize them for saving the environment and taking up things in the context where the environment, the water, the air pollution, the green of the trees, and the natural system has to be saved, evolved, and regrown in a bigger model of perspective.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Archana, for showing us those beautiful.
Thank you, Archana, for being there. Thank you for supporting.
So much.
Thank you, Saksham.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to Anurag, and I must say your perseverance, your patience, and your courage has actually paid off. Congratulations once again, and we'll have one more talk very soon. Thank you. Bye. Bye from.
Thank you, Anila. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.